Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. The Panasonic GH5 is causing a stir, rocking some boats, looks to be amazing. I mean, I've had my hands on it, I've played with it at the Panasonic event, even before the public knew about it. I had to keep it quiet, and it's causing people, it's one more variable in what you might want when you're shopping. I mean, because if you want a capable camera that'll do video and 4K, it's definitely a contender, especially for video. Probably the most capable interchangeable lens camera on the market today, under 10 grand, that does 4K video and some, right? So I got a viewer writing in asking about GH5 or discussing the consideration of a purchase of a GH5 versus an X-T2 or an a6500, which is also a contender for your dollars. This is Dylan Lives Within. This is the YouTube username. I've been considering a choice between the Fuji X-T2 and a Sony a6500. And now, yes, anyone seeking to buy a prosumer level camera above the $1,500 price body-only point has to consider the GH5. I'd clarify your words on price point, so you must be talking about that on one of the videos I've done about the GH5. Your words implied the GH5 is similar in price to the Sony a6500. Wrong. The GH5 body-only base price will be $1998. That's 43% more than the a6500. And I will concede that. I think, though, that if you're heavily in video, there's enough advantages with the GH5 that 43% becomes negligible and probably not even a consideration. If it was me and I was primarily video, I wouldn't even look at the a65 versus the 4K, because the 4K gives you the world in comparison. Anyways, back to what Dylan is saying here. And the man asking the question sounds much closer to a beginner level than a pro level. And you know what? I'll concede that too. If you are beginner level and you just want something general that could shoot 4K, you might not want to spend the extra on the GH5. The a6500 may be fine. To me, I prefer, in general, the Panasonic camera line for 4K video. And I guess if you're not really doing a lot of video, but you still want to do video, and you also want to do photography, you got a very good sensor in the a6500, and perhaps there's a point there to be made that Dylan's making. And he says, yes, for advanced users like yourself and those earning a living shooting who love to record and create outstanding professional-looking videos, then no question, hands down, wait to get your hands on the GH5. Okay, so Dylan and I are exactly on the same page. If you'd rather spend your days with a high-end prosumer photography camera that can do great 1080p and 4K video but has no IBIS, get the X-T2 with a booster battery grip. But if you're like the individual you described, then you need to ask yourself, how much experience do you have with all of those wonderful features? Are you ready to spend all the time learning and using even 75% of the GH5 capabilities? And that, I have to point out, is an excellent question, because the GH5, if you want to get your money out of that camera, because it has so many features, you should be prepared to invest the time. And I mean, it's such a powerful, powerful tool with so much capability. You're really going to want to invest the time to fleece out what that thing is capable of, because it's amazing. And a lot of people may not want to do that. He needs to first consider buying a far less expensive but great small form travel system like the Sony a6500 with IBIS, which opens the door to some great cheap budget E-mount primes from Sigma, along with the Sony's best buy E-mount prime lens, 55mm f1.8 OIS. I think it's OSS he meant to say. Actually, I like that lens. That's the one I have in for the a6300 right now. No Sigma X-mount budget lenses for the Fuji X-T2. Anyone who is good with a point-and-shoot camera is looking to step up the camera food chain who cannot afford spending $2,000, then they should first consider the many great bridge cameras, some now with IBIS, that Sony, Fuji, Panasonic, etc. offer. But by all means, if you've an extra $2,000 for a new GH5 body and another $2,000 for 2 or 3 lenses, and you're ready to learn to make some great videos with no overheating worries, great IBIS and no 30-minute limit, or already know all those pro video features the new GH5 will offer, then buy it. So some great thoughts here from Dylan, and I would immediately with what he finished up there, throw in or buy the G85, which I'm filming this with, because you get a lot of what the GH5 can do in the G85. Very capable camera. More of a prosumer level or hobbyist level than at a pro level, although certainly a good enough camera for pros to use. It just doesn't have some of the really high-end bells and whistles and the latest and greatest, but still an amazing camera at a lot less price. Conversely, even lower price point than that, the G7 is still a very, very, very capable camera. You can get that for $500 or $600 with a kit lens, throw in a fast prime with it, and you can have, it's a lot lower price point and gets you, you know, if you tweak it a little bit and know what you're doing, and in most situations you won't tell the difference in the 4K video. It's very, very good. So there are some other options there. I don't disagree with the a6500 being a good option, or the X-T2. Actually, I think a great option right now is this guy, the Fuji X-T20. This is one of my new darlings that I have here in the studio, thanks to Fuji, and I've got the venerable little new 50 f2 on there as well, and I'm got to get some shooting in with this soon. Got to get out and get using this outdoors, and I got so much I want to do with this. But this is, I think, a great option you should look at as well. What do you guys think? Do you agree with Dylan that if you're not, you know, full out pro, the GH5 may be overkill for you? Do you think, well, you know what, it may be overkill, but at the price point, it still offers way more than anything else at that price point, so you'd still recommend buying it? Would you go with the G85, what I'm shooting this with right now that I really like? A6500, A6300, quite a capable little camera, or something else. Let me know in the comments below. Let's flesh it out. What would you do? And thanks for your feedback, Dylan. All thought-provoking. Obviously, we had some good, got me thinking. And anyways, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.